Hello and welcome to today's episode. How to. I'm going to show you how to clean this grill. If you haven't used it, it's springtime now, so it's about time you guys start cleaning your grills and get on grilling. I haven't opened this grill since last August. Let's have a look what we're getting into. So the outside of the grill doesn't look too bad. There's a bit of cleaning. There's an air vent working. It's not seized up, there's spiders in there. So let's jump inside, let's take a look. How bad my grill looks after 6 months of not being used. There's mould everywhere. So definitely you don't want to be cooking on this one. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to clean this grill, and hopefully you're going to learn some tips how to clean your Kamado grill. Yes. No. So I think dealing with this grill, the step one will be is, look at that. Yeah, I've just left everything, Let's take all the parts out and then we're going to deal with it. Look at that. Just gross. Definitely don't want to be cooking on this grill like that. So what you want to do, take all the moving parts out, and then all the charcoal that we had in there, definitely not going to be lighting that up, because that charcoal is going to be damp and it's just not going to fire up properly. So doing so, get a bucket, put all the charcoal in the bucket, we're going to clean inside all the ash, and then we're going to jump into the next step. Right, so the main charcoal is out now. Move a little bit closer. You want to take the charcoal grate off. Let's remove the ring. Also remove the firebox. And the inside, as you can see, it's all. So let's take the remaining charcoal out first, and then we're going to see what we're going to do next. Cleaning the remaining ash outside, I'm going to use this ash vacuum. Don't have to use that if you don't have one. I just happen to have one, and I'm going to suck it out. The next step will be is try to get rid of as much of this mold up there. So for this one, I recommend wearing a mask. Yes, wearing a mask, and I'll show you what I'm going to do now with it. So with a wire brush, got an old one, I want to use a new one, brand new one. What you do, quickly rub everything off, all the loose, everything that is loose, we want to be rubbing off quickly. Also you can do the same thing on the gasket, just to clean off as much mold as possible with the wire brush. It looks a lot better straight away. So all the dust that fell down, what we're going to do is basically we're going to hurry out. So we're going to do the same thing with the dome, do the gasket. Do the dome, because the dome is one of the most important things. You don't want any of that mold falling onto your food when you're grilling. There you go, that's the actual grill. It's mostly rubbed off with the wire brush. So let's have a look what I'm going to do next. So the next step will be is take the top vent off. So with that, I'm going to jump into that. So when you get screws out, slide this off, and as you can see, we've got the same going on inside, all this mold. Look at the inside of the vent. So we're going to deal with this in a minute. So grab a wire brush, clean off as much as possible, and depends on the wire brush. I think I have a smaller one. So with the smaller brush, do the same inside or the chimney. Pretty happy with the cleaning. The chimney is clean. Let's jump into the next step. So on that note, I'm going to do a cleaning of the last part I took off the grill. Done my white socks. And I'm going to take this vent completely off just by undoing this screw. Oop, don't lose any parts. Oop, there's 2 washers and a little screw. Put it there, and that pop off, so you can clean even more with the chimney. Also, there's a screw there. Take that out. There you go. Now we've got this screw, slightly longer than the other one, so remember when you're taking it out. And let's jump into the cleaning. Then I can fully clean these vents. Also, by cleaning your top vent, it'll allow you for a better airflow. Or if you have an electric drill with a wire brush on it, give that one a spin. So after the cleaning, you just need to assemble it back up like that. Yeah, longer screw was last, the longer screw goes first, last screw goes back in first. Don't over tighten it. There you go. Then you put your vent, make sure you line it there, and then you put your small washer. I might have to take the gloves off on this one. So you've got small washer, big washer, and that little screw. There we go. Go, operational. So now we can put that back on the grill. As I went back on, let's go and clean up the rest of the stuff. So the next step probably will be is clean up your firebox. So I'm going to place it over the bucket that I have and simply use a wire brush to scrape off anything that's stuck to it. So why am I doing over the bucket? It's just simply so when I brush stuff off, just most of it's going to fall into the bucket. The inside, the firebox itself don't look too bad. Do the inside of the holes as well. It will help the airflow. So, let's take a look at the bottom of the firebox. Oh, that looks clean, no mold. And then we have a fire ring. Same again. Scrub off as much as possible. To the inside. Obviously when you're doing it in a bucket, make sure you keep it steady. The outside's pretty good actually. Brush everything off. That's it. Let's put the firebox back in. Also the fire ring. Basically we're building the setup back to normal. Don't forget, do the same thing with your charcoal grill. Give it a little bang off. That one I'm not really fussed too much, but give it a little scrub. See, it's gone rusty over the time because the grill's not been used. Just wipe that dust off and put it back in the grill. So the next step is get some brand new charcoal, fill it up, don't want too much, you want to be filling the standard usual fill, and get the fire lit up. As usual, I'm using my natural wood lighters. So while the grill is getting lit up, I'm going to clean up the other parts now. So let's jump into that. Right, so we've got the cooking rack, grill grate rack. So you want to give the same thing. Give this a quick scrub. The main cleaning ingredient is fire. Fire will clean your grill very good. But as a first initial clean, if your grill's been sitting for 6 months like that, like mine, you want to be brushing a lot of stuff off. We've got the pot rack as well. Do the same thing because we want to put that back in the grill just in a minute, and I'll show you how to put it back in. Right, what we're tackling next, I think we go with the grills, nasty grills. So there's going to be more scrubbing afterwards when they are hot, but we're just going to take most of that mold off. To help more, you can actually use this free head wire brush. That'll do a better job. These are somewhat clean. Now deflectors. So as you can see, deflectors are caked. So with this wire brush, it's got a scrape in the back. What you want to do is scrape some stuff off. Yeah, make sure your patio or whatever you have is protected. I'm sort of doing enough grass. And then with the wire brush, just give it once over. That will be good enough for now. Right, as you can see, the fire's getting lit up nicely. Let's put the grill grate rack. Then you want to set up the cooking rack on the middle position. Then remember these deflectors. So if you've got a dirty side and somewhat clean side, what you want to do is put the dirty side down. Same with the other deflector. Dirty side down, and put your grills back on. So as you can see, the grill, it looks a lot cleaner already. So now let the fire do the job for you. So if your grill hasn't been lit up for 6 months or something like that, like mine, I would not recommend going high temperatures right at the beginning. So my aim is at the moment to sort of prime the grill again, because it's been sitting for a while, the moisture inside and stuff like that. So I'm going to go with 150 degrees maximum for about an hour, and then I'm going to tell you what to do next. Let's close the lid, open the air vents, let the temp raise up, as I said, to 150, and in the meantime I'm going to tackle something else. Right, the next step I want to do is tackle the outside of the grill. It's not too bad, but to clean the grill I'm using these. I'm not sponsored by these or them. This make Ultra Grime is very good for the barbecue cleaning. Very large ones, and you've got smooth side, rough side. So what we're going to do is with the rough side, you just go over, wipe it off, getting those little grooves, get everywhere you can. Oh, the other thing, a bit of gaskets as well. It's not going to harm anything. See how black it is. You want to wipe off as much of that mould off. Only about £10, £12 something. I'm going to do the side shelves as well. Side shelves is not too bad. Just a little bit mould in it. But straight away, see the difference? I hope you can, because I can. Obviously you can do the outside. If you're cleaning, you clean everything. Don't just leave half the job. Set the side shelf, it's nice and clean. Just an extra tip, after you brushed your top vent off, the chimney, what you want to do, just give a little bit of rapeseed oil. Not too much, just smother all the way around, because this is cast iron. It's basically what you're doing is seasoning your chimney to prevent any rust. That's it, just like that. Your chimney should stay nice and clean. If you've got a little bit of oil on the grill, just use the same wipes, wipe it off, it'll come off nice and easy. So the exterior, I'm quite happy. Right, so the next step, I would like to tackle this handle. This is not dirt anymore, this is worn off. Dirty gloves, oils, food, sun, wet, cold, basically got into the handle. So let's see if I can revive this. So starting by removing the handle completely. I'm doing this while my grill is running 150, because I'm going to be running for about an hour, so we can easily tackle this and get this done. Right, comes off just like that, same as you put it on. Let's jump into that. Right, so I want to revive this to look somewhat what it looks about there. Whether I can do it, I don't know. So let's start by taking the metal off completely. Don't lose the screws or the screwdriver. So that comes off pretty easy, just like that. So after taking the handle metal off, I'm going to tackle that with the sandpaper. To start off, I'm using 120. So I'm going to be looking for a finish with 120, just about like this. So I'm going to carry on, guys. I'm going to do that off camera, and then I'll come back in a second. Right, so I've actually used my electric sander. Forgot that I had one in the shed. So this is a 120 finish at the moment. So I'm going to grab 600 grit and smooth it off as much as possible. .600 grit finished. So I'm going to tackle this with the 800 grit, and this is going to be my final. As as I finished with the sandpaper, it's very smooth. It feels like brand new. What we want to do, take off as much dust as possible. Put the gloves on, and I'm going to apply some teak oil. Some cheap stuff, what I found in my shed, still about, probably about 3 years old. Soak a bit of paper, or you can use a sponge and just apply. What you want to do is get one coat on, then repeat about 3 times. So let it soak in, dry out, apply again, and that's going to be it. Right, so this is how it's come up. Hope you can see it. Let's put the handle back together. It looks a lot nicer straight away. It's been over an hour now. Let's have a look what we're dealing inside now. So what we want to do now is, here's a wire brush, scrub a little bit more on those grates. See, started coming off better because of the heat. So now what we want to do is basically get the temperature 250, 300 degrees on the grill. So by doing so, you need to close the lid again, open the air vents fully, and wait for the grill to go up to 250, 300 Celsius, and then 2 hours to 3 hours, or till actually the full charcoal going to burn out completely, and that way the grill should be a lot cleaner and clean, ready to use. Right, so we are an hour and 10 minutes in on the higher temperatures now. Right, so what you can do now is flick the deflectors the other way around. Give a little rub down. See how clean the deflectors are than they were earlier when I placed them down. You can get them a lot cleaner than this. The more burning you do, the cleaner they get. Yeah, I'm happy with the clean deflectors like this. Same again with the grills. When you scrubbed off the grills on the other side, you can do with a wire brush is basically do the bottom part of those grills. So the main cleaning is the fire and the heat, which does the best job you can get. You can probably get them washed down after they cool down under the water, scrubbing, wire. Yeah, let's close the lid back, give it another hour, and that's going to be us. So we are over 2.5 hours now. So my deflectors are had enough. Let's take the deflectors out. Give it a little rub down. There you go, you got a nice clean deflectors. Don't want to handle too long. So there you go. So what we're going to do now is give a little rub down on whatever you can reach. But to be honest, you don't really need to. Take the cooking rack out. And what else you can do is give a little brush down on fire ring. Oop, I need to glue this up. Our grill is ready to use. Right, so what I'm going to do next, to give a little bit more burn on the grills over the direct fire, I'm going to put the grates back on, give that 20 minutes or so to burn off more residue, whatever's in the gap, and then we're going to wire brush it off. See you in 20 minutes. Right, folks, ladies, pretty done in there. So, done a bit more, that's it. Another 20 minutes for the grills. Everything coming up nicely. So another 20 minutes for the grill grates. Everything is coming off nicely. Basically we've got nothing left now. There you go. Feels nice. So what I'm going to do now, just for the last sake of it, she's ready to be grilled. Grilled, smoked, baked. Let's have a look inside. See the difference? The dome. Nice. You can actually get this a lot whiter, but it's been 3 hours, over 3 hours now, heat, nice heat. And yeah, she's looking beautiful. The only thing I need to do is just fix that, but that's fine. So yeah, that's it. That's it for today's episode. My grill is cleaned up, looks pretty clean after basically not using for more than 6 months now. Grill is ready to rock and roll again. Couple of tips for you, if just in case you're deciding to shut down your grill for winter or a long period of time, what you want to do is sort of do the last few steps that I've done. Basically burn out, clean up the grills. That will be less hassle for you to start grilling again in the long term. Or the second tip would be do more grilling. Grill every week. I do grilling every week on my other grills. I have no issues with that. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it. If anyone wants to know about it, please share it. And the main thing, don't forget to subscribe to see more tips on how to Kamado. I'm going to enjoy my meal in a few minutes. Just had to show you. See you later.